Fallout 4 is a game rated M by the ESRB. Hello and welcome back to more StephenPlays Fallout 4. On the last episode, quite a lot happened. I mean, this happened, but then also this happened. And this was a pretty big freaking deal. It took 176 episodes, but we got into the Institute. And we also found our son in a way that, I'm going to be honest, I wasn't really expecting. Now, I read your comments from last episode, a lot of helpful stuff. Probably the most pressing thing is a mission that is pressing. And I think the thing that sucks about it is that it's not on my list anywhere. It's not under miscellaneous. It's not, it's not something that I probably would have even thought about, but you guys mentioned it, and now I know. We have got to get the serum back to Virgil. Apparently at this point, once you get into the Institute, you only have a certain amount of time, and Virgil will, I don't know, either can't be turned into a human, or can't use the serum, or whatever it is. He can't, maybe he dies? I don't know. You only have a certain amount of time. There were several commenters that said that, so one of our first agendas is going to be getting the serum to Virgil, so we're going to try and work on that. The other thing, I noticed this whenever I was playing on the last episode, and you guys confirmed it. He looks like me, and that's not a coincidence. Father looks like Grit because the game actually takes that into account. And to show that off just a little bit better, I am going to be taking off my sunglasses. And also, I've been using them for, +1 perception. I think it might be a good time as a little turning point where my eyes have been opened to, the Institute. I found the Institute. I think it'd be a really cool thing if from here on out I left the sunglasses off. I played most of the game with them off, and then I put them on, I don't know how many episodes ago, and I've been wearing them. And I think now that this has been a huge story changing point, I think it's time to retire the sunglasses. I think that's a good move. But yeah, you can see the similarities. Holy crap, you are definitely my son. All right, so we still have to learn about the Institute. So today we're going to be wandering around, meeting everyone. Are you just going to chill there? I'm free to explore. We have to meet people. We have to gain some quests. And then also we have to find the serum. That's going to be important as well. Microphone. Yeah, apparently it doesn't do anything. I can click on it, but it doesn't make anything happen.
Sean, about this synth.
You mean the child? It's a fascinating project, really. There are issues to be solved, of course, but we've made remarkable progress.
Why build it to look like you?
We'd advanced the technology behind synths to a point where this struck me as an interesting variation. A new angle, if you will. Modeling it after myself seemed only natural, what with the Institute's records and my genetics and physiology. I'll make sure it's brought back online in the near future. You'll have an opportunity to interact with him further. But I'll admit I'm curious. As a parent looking for a child, looking for the younger version of me, what do you think? Do you think you could love him? Like you would a real boy?
Seriously? You really believe a human could love a synth?
That's a difficult question. I suppose it depends on how closely we've managed to mimic human behavior and emotions. Yours is a unique position. You may be the only one that's truly able to answer these questions right now. I wouldn't claim to know everything you're feeling, but if in some small way the boy's presence can help, I hope you'll keep an open mind.
Jeez.
Sean.
Our advances will, in time, change the world.
All right, it's time to look around and see what we can see. The impression that I get is that the Institute is a huge place, and I'm gonna say that it probably is. When we were coming down that elevator, we could see that there was a lot to it, There's probably even more than meets the eye. Let's see what is around here. Preserved cigarette pack. So I can have this, right? We're cool now? God, it's so weird. He's old enough to be... I mean, he's probably not old enough to be my dad, but maybe. Actually, how old is Grit? I don't know. How old was Grit when the bombs fell? Like, his son was an infant, so he was probably pretty young. Maybe early 30s at the latest. So yeah, he's old enough to nearly be my dad. Battered clipboard, damaged camera. Bunch of nice stuff here. Haven't seen any people, but I'm still wandering around in these back offices. Really nice medkit boxes. I think that's what's got me most impressed. Huh. This thing is weird. Of course, I have a feeling this entire place is going to be a little weird. Okay. Huh. That's a cool shower. Can't use it, but it's a cool shower. Bobby pins. I'm guessing I have to take that elevator back down because this is just a little dead-end room. Alright. Can I go through this door, maybe? There we go. Alright. Sean. I refuse to call you father, so you're Sean. I'm gonna wander around and, see what I can see. I wanna learn about the Institute for myself.
Just need to tighten up this primary drive servo.
That's the third primary drive breakdown this month. As far as I'm concerned, the phase-out on these older models can't come soon enough.
Oh, I don't know. Most of them have lasted long past their projected lifespans. If you ask me, they were built pretty well.
I can't argue with that. Even so, I'm ready to see the full Gen 3 roll out.
There we go. All set. Unit, you can return to duty.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks again.
Of course.
The Institute is my life. I hope it'll be yours too.
We're all looking forward to working with you.
Allie, was it?
Excuse me, Doctor.
They weren't kidding. You really are here. Well, all right. I'm Allie Fillmore. You can think of me as the Institute's chief engineer. When Father told us about you, I could hardly believe it. You've been through so much, I think most people would have just given up. If you don't mind my asking, what was it that kept you going all that time?
I couldn't help but notice having 20 lovers is not an option, so,
What makes you ask? I'm a complete stranger to you.
I suppose when I heard your story, I felt sorry for you. You've suffered more tragedy than any one person deserves. Your whole world is gone. I'm sorry. I know that was a very personal question. Now, I'll give you a quick rundown of the Facilities Division, and then I'll answer any questions you might have afterward. As you might guess, we keep the Institute's mechanical and electrical systems running smoothly. We maintain and upgrade all of the systems that make it possible to live and work in a place like this. There's a lot of machinery behind these walls that recycles the air and water and provides power to the laboratories and quarters. The work we do might not be as exciting as some of the other departments, but it's at least as important. So, now that you're here and you've spoken to Father, does that mean you're on board?
On board with what?
The Institute, of course. Sean implied you operated on a level, if not equal, then at least similar to the rest of us. Curious. If there's anything else you'd like to know about the Facilities Division, I'm happy to discuss it.
Who built this place, originally? Has it been here long?
The construction of the Institute is the work of generations of scientists. The original survivors of the war, our progenitors, took refuge in the basement of the old Commonwealth Institute of Technology. Over time, their sons and daughters dug deeper into the earth and built increasingly sophisticated habitats and laboratories. It's a process that's still going on today. Even now, we're digging out tunnels for new facilities and infrastructure. Just think what this place will look like 100 years from now. I hope I'm there to see it.
You hope you're there in 100 years?
Allie.
Hey, what do you need?
That's just kind of crazy.
I'd like to know about the people in your division.
Of course. Dr. Lawrence Higgs is our mechanical engineer. He oversees the major life support and security systems. Power distribution is Dr. Evan Watson's area of expertise, and Dr. Newton Oberly is in charge of food and housing. He coordinates with bioscience to ensure that our meals are balanced for optimal nutrition. We also make use of a number of synth units for low-priority maintenance and labor.
Dr. Fillmore.
What's on your mind?
It must be a challenge to meet the power demands of a place like this.
Absolutely. We scratch and scrape for every precious ounce of voltage that we can. Over the years, we've learned a few tricks that help supplement our power budget. When necessary, we can tap into select sources on the surface. We take only what we need, of course. Fortunately, Advanced Systems is always working on new solutions to generate more energy. It's a good thing, too, because the demand is always increasing. You don't even want to know what a single use of the molecular dematerializer consumes.
Well then,
Greetings.
Hi.
As the Institute's requisition vendor, I can provide supplies for your missions on the surface. How may I assist you today?
What can I requisition?
I have access to a modest selection of arms, armor, and other items approved for use in field missions.
Sure. Let's take a look.
Huh. Interesting. So, how much do these cost? They still cost money. It still costs, you know, $2,100. It's not free. When he was talking, it made it sound like it's free. I was like, oh, okay, well, cool. Give me everything. I will give it to my dog. Oh, my dog! Wilma! No, Wilma's... Oh, yeah. Wilma wasn't allowed to come with me, unfortunately. Alright, let's keep looking around and see... Oh, my God. Wow. Alright, before we wander in there... Robotics. Let me make sure that I've seen everything I need to see. Terminal. Huh. They probably don't want me busting into random stuff. I'd rather stay on their good side for now.
Keep unnecessary power consumption to a minimum. Don't recharge unless your primary levels are below 2%. Also, if you haven't patched your navigation software, do so after this meeting. The last thing we need is more synths bumping into walls. All right, that's all for now. You can resume your duties.
Remember, health and happiness go hand in hand. A clean and healthy work environment is essential to maximum productivity.
Excuse me, sir?
I fix one relay and 2 more start to fail. At least I'm not bored.
Doctor.
It's a real juggling act, trying to keep all the systems down here operating in the green. This place might look shiny and new, but there's a lot of old technology in these walls. I lose sleep worrying about when the next blackout's gonna hit.
How old are we talking about?
Well, the reactor and a lot of the related systems, you know, cooling, monitoring, power distribution, that's all pre-war tech. Most of the superstructure down here was built later, when the people who survived the war. I guess each generation's been tinkering with the place, adding labs, making upgrades, and so on. There's some stuff I need to check on. See you around, yeah?
But...
Dr. Thompson.
Power demand jumped another 5% this year.
Scanning. Subject identified.
Synth retention. In each little area, there's another spot that goes up. My God. This place is confusingly huge. And you just keep finding doors. That's weird. Huh. Now there's an elevator. Maintenance Terminal 6. Alright, let's check it. Maintenance Terminal. View access logs. Thompson E. Replace primary display assembly. Cleaning supply inventory. Routine facilities inspection. Requisition additional supplies for cleaning agent 8. Nothing of interest here. I do have the... there's one thing I can do. I can start underground or undercover. I'm going to be honest. It has me a little freaked out because I know that Like, I'm apparently allowed to do the beginning of this quest, but the end of the quest, or some part of the quest, is actually a turning point in the game, so I've been a little hesitant to jump into it. I mean, I'm sure I will, but right now it's scary, and I don't want to be scared. Where does this go? Where does this go? Is this an elevator to the outside world? Like a secret entrance into the Institute? Or are we... Hello?
We are working at optimal efficiency.
Hey.
We are working at optimal efficiency.
This must be some of the new tunnels they're working on.
Please direct all inquiries to G981.
Whoa.
G981 is our shift leader.
Okay. Weird, man.
Construction is proceeding according to schedule.
Excuse me.
We are working at optimal efficiency.
You know your clipboard doesn't even have anything on it? Okay, so nothing down here. Also, creepily no music. Implant update session. That's peculiar. Huh. Number 7. Let's play this.
Just keep talking if you can. I'm afraid this may be rather painful. Don't worry about it, Doc. Anesthetic would lower your blood pressure too much, and I need you to remain conscious. You already explained all that. It's gonna be worth it, right? Oh, most definitely. These implants are much more advanced than anything you've had before. Dr. Walter is very pleased with you. The Gen 3 Synth program is finally making progress, thanks to the genetic material you recovered. You talking about that kid we got from the vault? Yes, a perfectly unspoiled DNA sample. Now this next part is especially delicate, so if you can please look straight into the light. Should everything be purple? Oh, that's just a calibration error. How about now? Better. I'm just glad to have a chance to test these on a cooperative human subject. Normally, the directors are very touchy about allowing this kind of technology outside the Institute. They must find you extremely trustworthy. You see, these are gonna work, right, Doc? Oh, yes. When I say test, I simply mean collecting data over time, which will be very valuable to making further improvements. This next part may be exceptionally painful. Try your best to remain conscious.
Try your best to remain conscious. Yikes. Interesting little bit of lore. And I almost missed it. To be honest, I was like, this is just showing me that they're digging tunnels. No, there's a little holotape down there, which is nice. Sorted reminder that I do need to be finding that serum. I don't know exactly how long we have. I'm sure we have enough time, but I've got to find that serum for Virgil, and I don't even exactly know where to look.
Nothing to report, sir.
Thank you.
You know the protocol, sir. Authorized personnel only.
So Dr. Ayo thinks he can hide in his office, does he? Well, you can tell him that I intend to speak to Father about these unannounced security sweeps of yours. Ransacking my quarters in the middle of the night is totally unacceptable.
I'll pass along your message, Doctor.
See that you do.
Yikes.
When the lights go down and the stars come out, man just forgets about all his troubles.
Hey, Doc.
Welcome. Welcome. It is so good to meet you. I truly hope you'll come to think of the Institute as your home.
What do you do here?
Oh, I'm in charge of housing and provisions. It's my mission to ensure that everyone lives a comfortable and productive life. You should know that many of us consider it a great honor to have you here.
Dr. Oberly.
Good to see you. Feeling well today?
So what's this?
Operating at full capacity.
Institute SRB. To be honest, I have no idea where this serum is. This place is huge, so I might as well start somewhere.
I'm seriously thinking of heading over to robotics to knock some heads together.
What now?
They're dragging their feet on the targeting package upgrades I asked for. Maybe I should take some courses with me. You know, send a message.
Please don't. There's enough friction as it is between us and pretty much all the other departments.
You going soft on me, Alana? My methods get results, and they will this time as well. You'll see.
I'm blown away by how big this place is and how many people are here. And like, of course, right? Of course it has to be this big. Because it's the Institute. It's this giant corporation thing. But like, they actually made it that big, and I'm impressed.
Courses on the hunt are relentless. If you see one, you should stay out of its way.
Hi, Doc.
So, here you are. Justin Ayo, Acting Director of the Synth Retention Bureau. I'll be upfront with you. We're going to be keeping a close eye on you for the near future. Despite your relation to Father, you're a bit of an unknown quantity. I'm sure you understand. There won't be any issues, will there?
Why? Don't you trust me?
I'll be honest. You're an outsider. The first outsider to be allowed access to the Institute in quite a long time, in fact. There's little precedent for this situation, so it's only natural to take extra precautions, It's nothing personal, I assure you. Now, Father has asked that I provide you with a brief overview of the Synth Retention Bureau. Our primary responsibility is the recovery of escaped synths that are hiding among the human population on the surface.
Why would synths want to escape?
Synths do not want. They might look like human beings, but they're machines. As to why they're escaping? That matter is currently under investigation. Our main instrument is the Courser, a third-generation synth assigned to operate on the surface. Coursers hunt down and reclaim synths that have escaped the Institute. They are highly self-sufficient, trained in combat, infiltration, and tracking. In a word, our Coursers are relentless. But I gather you know all this, since you've encountered one already. In fact, I'd very much like to know how you defeated it.
I mean, to be honest, I talked to a doped-up grandma who gave me some sort of weird psychic vision?
I guess I just got lucky.
That's hardly helpful. I suppose I'll have to ask robotics to perform detailed diagnostics on the entire production run. As if we don't have enough problems. Now, unless you need something else, I'll get back to work.
If you're the acting head of the SRB, who are you filling in for?
Dr. Zimmer holds that position. He's supervising the retrieval of some of the more high-profile units. In his absence, I keep things running smoothly.
Dr. Ayo.
What do you want? And please, make it quick.
You mentioned that coursers undergo special training. Tell me more about it.
The SRB constantly monitors our Gen 3 synth population, looking for specific traits. Those who show tenacity,
I don't think so.
fearlessness, and independence undergo a rigorous training regimen. We teach them armed and unarmed combat, investigative techniques, psychology, and mechanical skills. Those who pass a final evaluation become coursers. The rest have their memories wiped and return to their former duties.
Justin.
Yes, what is it?
I'd like to know more about the synth reclamation process.
Fine. Once a courser has located a rogue synth, it uses that synth's recall code to wipe its memories and render it inert. We then begin the delicate process of restoring the neural pathways to their original configuration. In those cases where the procedure is successful, the synth returns to duty with no memory of its time on the surface. All too often, we're unable to repair the damage and are forced to dispose of the unit entirely.
Well, it's good to know. Someone was in here. Don't know what any of this stuff is. There's medkits all over the place, and I'm allowed to take the stuff.
Dr. Orman's lecture on cold fusion was nothing short of a revelation.
I agree. Finally, someone who agrees with me. Tweezers. There's ammo around, but not too much. I'm assuming that it's probably not a big issue. I don't know how many times they've been infiltrated, but I'm guessing never.
I swear I spend half my time smoothing the feathers that Justin ruffles. We need to be able to collaborate with the other divisions, and that's a lot harder when they're always angry at us.
What's Justin doing that's causing friction?
Oh, he's just pushy and demanding. He thinks his problem should be everyone's biggest concern. I have to admit, though, the other divisions have never taken our needs as seriously as they should. Guess they see us as a necessary evil or something. It's really not fair. Oh, just listen to me. It's the first chance we've had to get acquainted, and all I want to do is complain. In any case, it was good to meet you.
Dr. Secord.
I know it'll be a difficult adjustment for you, but try to remember that synths aren't people.
Institute scientists.
It's an honor to meet you, sir.
Hi.
Always be vigilant. We have many enemies.
You know that I killed, like, your friend, right? Wasn't my fault. Kinda had to.
Dr. Watson can be a little obsessive when it comes to rules and policies.
Alright, there are so many people here, it's ridiculous. Synth relay grenade. Huh, recorder. Got some guns.
Should take the synth escapes more seriously.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take this stuff. Stimpack Courser uniform, that sounds cool. Black Institute lab coat sounds cool. I'm taking all this stuff because it sounds cool. Hopefully that's alright. Can I read this? Because I'm doing it. Reclamation target tracking. Unit at large investigation underway. Good neighbor. No recent sightings. Unit believed to be in railroad custody. Memwipe likely performed by now. Boston Airport. Investigation suspended. Area deemed too hazardous at this time. X688. Libertalia Raider Stronghold. Has been memwiped by railroad agents. New identity is Gabriel. Unit now leads Raider gang based at Libertalia. Shows highly aggressive tendencies. Has killed several dozen rivals and civilians. Suspect brain damage resulting from memwipe process. Remains located northeast of Saugus Ironworks. A return to Robotics Division. Unit destroyed by multiple gunshot wounds. Well, I don't think I had anything to do with that one. Maybe. Unit has been memwiped. New identity is Leo. Exercise extreme caution. Unit has been trained by Railroad and is proficient with several weapons. Unit has evaded capture twice and wounded coursers on both occasions. List of informants. The following individuals have proven useful in our reclamation operations in exchange for caps. These persons have in the past provided information on escaped synth sightings and suspected railroad activity. If you make a new contact, add the individual to the database. Cricket, who is a caravaner. Tommy Lonegan, the owner-proprietor of Combat Zone. Trash Can Carla, who is always in Sanctuary. Doc Weathers, AJ and Good Neighbor. Morawski and Good Neighbor. Lucas Miller, a lot of the caravanners. And Henry Cook, a barkeep in Diamond City, who is very dead. View access logs. Okay. AO, Secord, X688, reclamation successful, file closed, blah blah blah.
Like any machine, a synth can malfunction. Just wish it didn't happen so often.
Alright, let's go downstairs and see what's down here. There's a terminal. Department notices. Huh. Our new visitor. As you know, Father has granted full access to our new visitor from the surface. That includes the entirety of the SRB. While we must accommodate Father's wishes in this matter, we must also remain diligent. Refrain from discussing any sensitive information, especially the ongoing investigation involving the Gen 3 synths. In an ideal world, the Railroad will have had no influence on our new guest. We do not live in an ideal world. Missing synth investigation. Due to recent developments in our ongoing investigation into the missing synths, I am adjusting our policy regarding discussion of this subject with personnel outside of SRB. In brief, details of this investigation are now classified and cannot be shared with anyone other than SRB personnel, and even then, such conversations can take place only here in the SRB facilities. Those who are found to be in violation of this policy will face the strictest discipline. Infiltrator Unit McDonough. Starting to wonder if M762, the Infiltrator Unit McDonough, hasn't begun to outlive its usefulness. I was going to say, that sounds familiar, and it says, assuming the identity of Diamond City's mayor, oh my god, has provided us with invaluable intelligence over the years, but suspicions have only continued to mount. This latest incident, the publication of that newspaper article specifically calling McDonough's humanity into question, might just be the tipping point. I've spoken with AO and we both agree. If the situation does become untenable, reclamation seems unfeasible. M762 was specifically engineered to mimic the actual human McDonough. As such, the unit's synthetic biology is that of someone overweight and grossly out of shape. A memwipe would kill any psychological weaknesses attributed to self-perceived old age, but that body, lost cause. The real irony here is that M762, in one of its dispatches back to the Institute, requested a future posting in the coursers, citing loyalty and years of service, and that request alone was evidence of enough self-awareness and independence to completely eliminate him from contention, never mind the fact that he wouldn't even fit into the uniform. Determination: when and if M762's identity is eventually compromised, the unit is effectively decommissioned in field. No reclamation, no Institute assistance, given its relative age and physical condition, not to mention the danger inherent in an infiltrator unit's discovery, further lifespan estimated at 2 weeks maximum. The mayor of Diamond City is a synth. Whoa. Access to SRB. It has come to my attention that certain colleagues who are dissatisfied with our policies and procedures have, on more than one occasion, tried to circumvent our established process for registering their complaints with Father and have tried to gain access to our secure facilities in order to complain in a more direct manner. I'm sure I need not remind you that the SRB is off limits to all personnel not assigned to this division. Do not allow yourself to be browbeaten, cajoled, intimidated, or otherwise manipulated into allowing anyone who lacks the appropriate clearance to enter the SRB. Failure to uphold this mandate will result in severe discipline. Power conservation. As you're all aware, Father has asked that we monitor our power usage carefully and try to be as efficient as possible. As a point of personal emphasis, we should strive to be efficient in everything we do, but our division has needs that are unique among the various branches of the Institute. The fact is, sometimes our operations require resources that we cannot readily disclose due to the sensitive nature of what we do. I place my trust in your judgment. If you require additional power or any other resources to carry out your work, then take what you need. Consult me if you have any concerns or questions, but know that the responsibility of meeting your project deadlines falls upon your shoulders, and I won't accept limited power availability as an excuse for failing to meet those deadlines. In short, do what you need to do, and if anyone objects to the way in which we carry out our work, I will deal with those objections myself. Inventory management. Bottle caps, fusion cells, rifle, fusion cells, Courser armored coat, grenade armament, 1,000 bottle caps, view access logs. Pretty normal stuff. Jumped back into it. There we go. Lot of interesting information. Lot of interesting information. Also, what is this? Oh god. Gonna just walk away from this room. It's a bad situation because I know that the clock is ticking and I need to find the serum, but at the same time, you know, I'm still exploring and I don't actually know where it is, so I might as well
Welcome to the Institute, sir.
Keep walking around and see what I can find. Because the thing is, I mean, I guess there's just no thing for it. There's no quest. If there was a quest, it'd be a lot frickin' easier to find.
We'll start the next trial, then. The dosage will be much larger this time, and the side effects will likely be more pronounced.
Will there be any pain?
I honestly don't know. I suppose it's your job to find out. Now hold still. There. All done. You can return to your duties. And remember to record every symptom you experience in detail.
I hope I'll prove a useful test subject for you, Doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Hey there.
Take good care of yourself, and you won't have to see too much of me.
It's an honor to have you.
Once you've settled in, I'll want to do a physical and get a file going on you. No hurry, though.
You're the doctor here?
Everyone's a doctor here. But if you mean physician, then yes, I'm about as close as we've got to one. How about you take some time to get comfortable? Learn the lay of the land and such. In the meantime, you come see me if you need to get patched up. We'll do that checkup when you're good and ready. Take care of yourself. so I don't have to.
I need medical attention.
Let's see what's wrong with you. I have to admit, the third-generation synths are really something. Now, hold still, please.
What? Oh God. I mean, I just said there was something wrong with me. I didn't say what.
Good thing you didn't turn to one of those Commonwealth butchers for medical care. There's a stock of medical supplies over in requisitions, if you need more.
Did that give me anything? No, I don't have any. Okay, I was wondering if it maybe gave me any sort of status stuff, but it doesn't seem like it. There's a terminal here. Access logs, once again. There's a redacted login. Incident reports. Get a few of these. Thompson, first-degree burns left hand. Patient placed his hand inside power relay without first disengaging. Fillmore, abdominal distress. Patient ingested lubricant from robotics division on a dare. Oh, wow. Wrist sprain, right hand. Patient declined to say how injury occurred, only indicated it was related to using a terminal. Splint applied. Ooh. Let's see. Dislocated shoulder, right side. Apparent malfunction of synth. Handshake gesture applied with extreme force. Shoulder reset and pain medication. Wow. Severe blunt trauma to upper torso. Injuries received in FEV lab. Redacted. Huh. Dizziness, shortness of breath. Test results revealed redacted. Personal notes. Latest batch of food from hydroponics shows increased vitamin D content. Should help with the deficiencies I've been seeing lately. Huh. Also, these are mine. Thanks. Advanced systems. So, I think there's an upstairs to, like, all of this stuff. Oh, hi, my good friend, Synth.
Good to see you.
Yes. I think I'm actually allowed to get into these places if I can unlock them. I don't think anyone would throw a fit, but they might, and I'm still trying to play it cool right now. Is anyone here?
When are you going to tell me about this mysterious Phase 3?
You know I can't talk about that.
Phase 3.
Can I turn off the interferometer?
Advanced systems. Alright, something else. Okay, gunshots, that's exciting.
She's been at it for over 2 hours. What is she even testing?
Nothing. At this point, she's just doing it for fun.
Hey there.
Yeah?
You have nothing to say? Hey, you!
Hey there.
Huh?
Neither do you. Okay, I wanted to catch you before you left.
Safety first. Remember that.
Hi, Doc.
Since you're new here, you should take time to learn our safety procedures, and the sooner the better. Rules create order, and order promotes efficiency.
How many rules are we talking about here?
Not nearly enough, if you ask me. I had some handbooks made up, but that was years ago. I'll see about getting one to you.
How big is this handbook?
Just a few thousand pages, but I like to think it's a brisk read. I certainly find it so. Take care, then.
Dr. Watson.
Rushed work is sloppy at best, and deadly at worst.
And I guess in this line of work, it could be.
If you ask me, we're only scratching the surface with the latest synths.
Doctor.
Oh, hi there. Sorry if I seem distracted. I memorized 5 sets of design schematics, and now I'm doing detailed mental comparisons.
What kinds of blueprints?
Mostly components for a new plasma pistol concept I've been toying with. High-energy weapons are sort of a hobby of mine. Anyway, I'm glad you're here. I just wanted to say how much I admire Father, and that it's an honor to meet you. I really hope you'll stay here with us.
Dr. Orman.
It's really exciting having you here. I can't wait to see what you can do.
Thanks. This is mine. I guess I could also take these grenades. Everyone seems, you know, really friendly. Honestly. Everyone seems really glad I'm here. And I haven't discovered any, like, weird stuff yet. I'm not saying it's not in here, but I haven't found it quite yet. There's another terminal. View access logs. Updating findings on child synth development. All seems pretty normal. Regulation updates. Review permissions for assigning sidearms to personnel. SRB recommendations to increase security have overridden any normal procedures for allowing Institute scientists to carry firearms. Blah, blah, blah. Personal notes. I have, in the last 24 hours, observed no less than 7 blatant violations of Institute protocol. The degree to which people appear to ignore the rules which have been put in place to keep us all safe is incredibly disappointing. Madison insisted I continue the testing battery with the child synth, despite my reservations about the project as a whole. If this were any other situation, I would not have second thoughts about going straight to the director, but given the circumstances, I shall simply wait it out. Given the circumstances. What circumstances? Alright, there's another terminal over here.
In case anyone didn't mention it, quiet time runs from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m.
I could care less. Could you get out of the way so I can read this? Nothing here. Research proposals. Let's see. Build on existing Institute research into implant cybernetics to augment human capabilities and lifespan. Previous program met with limited success in a single subject. Using a broader array of subjects and new techniques could prove highly effective. Approval rejected. Okay, cold fusion. Divert time materials from current Phase 3 research to exploring the possibility of sustainable nuclear reactions through electrochemical processes at or near room temperatures. Pre-war work on the subject yielded no concrete results. Advances in technology could potentially make it possible. Approval rejected. Evidence suggests this is and always will be a pipe dream. Miniaturization. Modification to relay assembly allowing for extra parameters when rematerializing, specifically to explore recalibrating object size and density. Imagine if it were possible to use the relay to shrink someone down to the size of an insect, or even smaller. Approval rejected. Let's keep things out of the realm of science fiction, please. Plasma weaponry. Pre-war plasma weapons exist, albeit in a somewhat primitive state. Samples have been collected. With work from a dedicated research team said weapons could be improved upon dramatically. Approval pending. Something to consider after Phase 3 is complete. What is Phase 3? Dr. Lee has been spending more and more time in her lab with the kids. Synth thing. It's creepy and I can't help but wonder if she's getting a little too attached. Evan has rejected my last 12 proposals. I don't know how to get through to that man at all. And I read that one? Yeah, I read that one. What is this? Can I go through here? There's creepy buttons. I can probably go through here, but a quick save always makes me feel better. Okay, it's just barred off. Strange. There's a door or something down there. Not sure what it is, but Another room, my god.
Excuse me, Doctor?
Ah, it's you. You're here then. Yes, I know who you are. We all do. While I'm sure Father is very happy that you're here, I do hope it doesn't interrupt our work.
What is it you're working on?
Advanced systems, special projects. You've seen the boy, Synth, already. We've been hard at work on him for quite a while now. Oh, before I forget, let me see that Pip-Boy of yours. I've been told to install a Courser chip in it for you. Father's orders. You're to be given full access, with the ability to relay in and out of the Institute at will.
A Courser chip? What's it do?
The same thing it does for our coursers. Creates a link to the relay that allows them, and now you, to get in and out at will. In case the significance is lost on you, you'll be the only one here with that kind of access. If nothing else, it should demonstrate the amount of trust Father has placed in you. Now, unless there's something else, I really do need to get back to work.
Is everything okay, Dr. Lee? You seem pretty tense.
Yes, things are... It's fine. I'm sorry, I don't socialize much. I prefer to focus on my work.
Dr. Lee, tell me about the people in your division.
I'm not sure what there is to say. Dr. Watson is the Specialist Project's lead scientist. He's, how to put it, very organized and precise. Dr. Ormond is one of the youngest scientists in the Institute, and she's something of a prodigy when it comes to physics.
Dr. Lee, I'd like a progress report on your division, if you don't mind.
Taking your new appointment in stride, I see. Very well. We've shifted resources off of other projects, like the Child Synth, to focus on Phase 3. I'm hoping that the above-ground efforts are successful. I understand those depend heavily on you.
Phase 3 must just be... Oh, I can't see this terminal. Interesting. I'm assuming Phase 3 is just the 3rd gen... synths, maybe? I don't know. Let's play this.
This is day 8 of Trial 6. The last week has been very productive, but exhausting. I think we'll need a break after this. Benet has done some really marvelous work with the personality mesh. It's almost too good. The responses map almost identically to expectations, some of the most lifelike I've seen. Of course, it's not really Sean. None of his memories are in there. That, even now, would be a step too far. It's starting to have an effect on the team, I think. I know I've been caught up in the moment once or twice. Just a second or two, forgetting that he's not a real boy. Still, I think we'll need to consider restricting him to the lab only for the moment. I'm well aware that others are put off by his presence.
In case anyone didn't mention it.
If I were slightly more arrogant, I might consider that a sign of success.
I would really like to see what you've been working on. That would be of great interest to me, if I could figure that out. Since we finished this section of... I'm gonna take this stuff. Since we finished this section of the Institute, I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. I know that we're taking time. Like, we've got to find this serum, and I've been in here for, you know, definitely a few in-game hours, and I haven't found it. And I'm still gonna keep looking, but I'm admittedly a little worried. I don't know how much bigger this place is. I don't know how soon I'm going to find it, but next episode we're going to continue to go through the Institute and, you know, hopefully find that serum for Virgil. I want to help the guy out. I want to hold up my end of the bargain. I know the clock is ticking, but at the same time, I mean, I'm doing what I can, Virgil. This place is gigantic. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time for more Stephen Plays Fallout 4.